Exam Scholar, Real Estate Edition.
Question 1. If a minority person is looking to purchase a home and the lender refuses to lend to them based on their creditworthiness, this is A. Legal, B. Racial profiling, C. An example of blockbusting, D. Illegal. Answer A. A lender is not required to lend to any person that does not meet the requirements of creditworthiness. Question 2. When a real estate developer obtains a loan for building a new housing tract and the lender gives part of the funds to the developer and agrees to release the rest of the funds as each home is built, this is called which type of financing? A. Earnest money. B. Fixed amount. C. Obligatory. D. Chronological release. Answer C. In this type of situation, this financing is called obligatory financing or also called fixed disbursement schedule. Question 3. A reconveyance deed is used in connection with A. A life estate sale. B. A trust deed sale. C. A valid transfer of ownership in any property. D. None of these. Answer B. A reconveyance deed is used in connection with a trust deed sale by a trustee to a trustor after a loan has been paid in full. Question 4. In order to form a valid contract, which is not necessary? A. Performance. B. Consideration. C. Offer. D. Acceptance. Answer A. Even though an offer has been placed, the offer accepted, and consideration put forth, there is no guarantee that either party will perform the obligations of the contract. Performance is not a necessary part of forming a contract. Question 5. In regards to contracts, if part of a contract is written and another part is printed, which part takes preference? A. The typed part. B. The written part. C. None. Contracts must be typed. D. They are both equal. Answer B. If part of a contract is written and another part is typed, the written part takes preference over printed parts. Question 6. If a contract is written and parts are incomplete or ambiguous, what type of agreement takes preference? A. An oral agreement. B. A new typed agreement. C. A new written agreement. D. None of these. Answer. In this case, if a contract is written or typed but is ambiguous or incomplete, an oral agreement then takes preference. This is true only if the original contract is ambiguous or incomplete. Question 7. If a person wishes to obtain a chattel mortgage, they would need to put up A. Personal property as collateral. B. Another property as collateral. C. Any type of property as collateral. D. None of these. Answer A. A chattel mortgage is a mortgage that is secured by personal property. Question 8. A real estate broker is typically considered A. An agent or fiduciary of the principal. B. An attorney in fact. C. To have the power of attorney. D. None of these. Answer A. A real estate broker is typically considered an agent or fiduciary of the principal. A broker does not have power of attorney unless the principal grants him/her that right. Question 9. If a broker notifies a seller, of whom the broker is working with by means of listing, of a prospective buyer, this creates what to entitle the broker to a commission. A. Procuring cause. B. Prior notice. C. Fiduciary relationship. D. Accelerated notice. Answer A. If a broker notifies a seller of the identity of a prospective buyer of a listed property of a client the broker is working with, this constitutes procuring cause. If the seller were to then go to the prospective buyer later without the broker's knowledge and make a deal, the broker would still get the commission due because the broker was the procurement source of the buyer. Question 10. The bulk sales law is included in A. The Habendum Clause. B. The Caveat Emptor Clause. C. The Uniform Commercial Code. D. The Governing Laws of Commerce. Answer C. The Uniform Commercial Code includes the bulk sales law. Bulk sales laws are intended to prevent business owners from defrauding or evading creditors by transferring all, or a substantial portion, of the assets of the business to another individual or entity. The law is also intended to avert the possibility of businesses selling their assets below fair market value in a sweetheart sale, in which the owner of the business manages to maintain a degree of control. Question 1. What is the function of the FHA in regards to loans? A. The FHA loans out money. B. The FHA loans out money and insures loans. C. The FHA insures loans. D. The FHA pre-qualifies potential applicants. Answer C. The FHA insures loans but does not issue loans. Question 2. If Ronald owns a parcel of land that he has converted to a self-sustaining farm complete with a fence surrounding the property with no trespassing signs posted, he is able to enforce this notice by which right? A. Right of solitude. B. Right of ownership. C. Right to exclude. D. Right to dispose. Answer C. Ronald has the right to exclude because it is one of the rights bundled into the legal rights of ownership. Question 3. A valid tenancy at will can be created between lessor and lessee in which situation? A. An oral agreement to lease for 2 years. B. An oral agreement to lease for 3 years. C. An oral agreement to lease for 6 months. D. An oral agreement to lease for 5 years. Answer C. As long as the lease is for a time frame of 1 year or less, a valid tenancy at will can be created orally. Question 4. Seller financing in regards to a loan is also known as A. Eagle. B. Purchase money mortgage. C. Balloon loan. D. Cash price negotiator. Answer B. A purchase money mortgage is also called seller financing. Question 5. If Greta's potential home purchase lies within a flood zone and she wishes to receive any type of federal mortgage loan, she must also purchase A. An environmental hazards impact report. B. An environmental hazards blanket insurance plan. C. Flood insurance available from the federal government. D. A watershed insurance plan. Answer C. Flood insurance must be carried if the property lies within a flood zone. This type of insurance is available from the federal government. Question 6. When Jenny and Max sign the document that includes the price and terms of the property of which they are ready to buy, they create A. An option. B. A purchase agreement. C. A purchase offer. D. A listing. Answer C. Until a seller accepts their document that includes their terms and price, it is considered a purchase offer. Question 7. An oral agreement to lease a house for 2 years for a monthly lease rate of $1,250 comes under A. The legal rights of leasing. B. The statute of frauds. C. The articles of incorporation. D. The statute of lessors. Answer B. Under the statute of frauds, any oral agreement to lease for a time frame of more than 1 year is not enforceable. Question 8. An agent working under a broker is offered a new barbecue grill by a seller they are working with if the agent can produce a buyer by the end of the month. The agent does produce the buyer and the seller wants to give the agent the barbecue. What should the agent do? A. Accept the gift graciously and thank the seller. B. Inform the seller that it is not legal to receive such compensation from anyone except the broker. C. Offer to come pick it up at a later date. D. Decline the offer because of the health effects of burned meats. Answer B. Only the principal broker may give out compensation. Compensation can come in the form of gifts, merchandise, vacations, money, etc. Question 9. The right to occupy a property for a specified period of time without outside interference is known as A. Squatting. B. Leasehold. C. Estate for years. D. Possessive acquirement. Answer B. A tenant has the right to enjoy the subject property for the duration of the lease, leasehold. After the expiration of the leasehold, the rights revert to the owner. Question 10. A landlord is allowed to access the premises unannounced in which they own for A. Any reason. B. To make necessary repairs. C. In case of emergency. D. None of these. Answer D. A tenant is allowed the right of quiet enjoyment of a property while under lease, and the landlord must give proper notice before accessing the premises. Question 1. An index used to determine interest rate changes for certain adjustable rate loans is called A. Treasury Index. B. Rate Index. C. Adjustable Index. D. Interest Index. Answer A. The Treasury Index is an index used to determine interest rate changes for certain adjustable rate loans. Question 2. A written justification of the price paid for a property, primarily based on an analysis of comparable sales of similar homes nearby, is called A. A comp. B. An appraisal. C. A similar analysis. D. Neighborhood investigation. Answer B. An appraisal is a written justification of the price paid for the property. Question 3. The property that will be pledged as collateral for a loan is known as A. Security. B. Pledge. C. Promise. D. Collateral. Answer A. In this case, the security is the property that will be pledged as collateral for the loan. Question 4. The buying and selling of existing mortgages, usually as a pool, is called A. Primary market. B. Secondary market. C. Tertiary market. D. Market index. Answer B. The secondary market is the buying and selling of existing mortgages. They are usually sold as a pool. Question 5. Ingress or egress means the right to A. Enter or leave designated premises. B. Buy or sell designated property. C. Exclude or include individuals from a designated property. D. None of these. Answer A. Ingress or egress means the right to enter or leave a designated premises. Question 6. A tenant is excused from paying rent in the event of fire or casualty damage and the landlord receives uninterrupted income while the premises is unusable by means of A. Rent loss insurance. B. Hazard insurance. C. Rental insurance. D. Property insurance. Answer A. Rent loss insurance covers a landlord for lost rent in the event of casualty damage while the premises is unusable. Also, the tenant is excused from rent for this period. Question 7. The noting in the registrar's office of the details of a properly executed legal document, such as deed, mortgage note, satisfaction of mortgage, or extension of mortgage, thereby making it a part of the public record, is called A. Recording. B. Notation. C. Delivery. D. Registration. Answer A. Recording is when the details of the properly executed document are noted in the registrar's office, making it a matter of public record. Question 8. A purchase money transaction is A. The acquisition of property through the payment of money or its equivalent. B. The acquisition of property through the securing of sufficient loan amount. C. The acquisition of property through the promise of sufficient collateral. D. The acquisition of property through the payment of equal property. Answer A. A purchase money transaction is the acquisition of property through the payment of money or its equivalent. Question 9. What does PITI stand for? A. Principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. B. Property, income, taxes, and insurance. C. Prime, income, tenement, and insurance. D. Principal, income, taxes, and insurance. Answer A. PITI stands for principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. They are the four components of a monthly mortgage payment on impounded loans. Question 10. The four components of a monthly mortgage payment on impounded loans are A. Principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. B. Property, income, taxes, and insurance. C. Prime, income, tenement, and insurance. D. Principal, income, taxes, and insurance. Answer A. PITI stands for principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. They are the four components of a monthly mortgage payment on impounded loans. Question 1. If the expiration of time has passed in regards to the communication of acceptance by the seller from the buyer, this offer is considered A. Terminated. B. Valid. C. No longer an offer. D. None of these. Answer A. One way to terminate an offer from a buyer by a seller is to let the time expire on terms of acceptance. Question 2. In real estate, the offer to perform on the terms agreed is called A. Tender. B. Performance. C. Negotiated. D. Acceptance. Answer A. An offer by one of the parties to a real estate transaction to carry out that party's part of the contract is called the tender. This typically takes place at the end of the transaction. Question 3. If one party cannot perform their part of the agreed terms of a contract, the victim party can claim the other party. A. Performed negligently. B. Defaulted. C. Is voiding the contract. D. Is causing interference. Answer. B. If a party cannot perform their part of the agreed terms of a contract, the other party can claim the other party defaulted. Question 4. If a party was discriminated against, they could A. Bring private action through a state or federal court. B. Bring criminal action through a state court. C. Bring criminal action through a federal court. D. Bring civil action through a state court. Answer. A. Because discrimination is not considered a criminal act, the option of the party would be to bring private action through a state or federal court. Question 5. If a buyer of a property wishes to move into the newly purchased home before the close of escrow, the agent/broker should A. Allow it. B. Deny it. C. Obtain written consent from the owner. D. None of these. Answer. C. Because the home has not closed escrow, it is still owned by the current owner and therefore the agent/broker must obtain written consent to allow the new buyer to move in before the close of escrow. Question 6. A legal cause of action in which a binding agreement or bargain for exchange is not honored by one or more of the parties to the contract by non-performance or interference with the other party's performance is known as A. Breach. B. Non-disclosure. C. Voidable. D. None of these. Answer. A. Breach of contract is when one party does not honor the agreed upon terms of a contract by non-performance or interference with the other party's performance. Question 7. A clause that states a lender may demand the loan amount plus accrued interest in the event of a sale is called A. Addendum. B. Non-performance. C. Acceleration. D. Alienation. Answer. D. The clause in which a lender may call in the loan plus accrued interest in the event of a sale is known as alienation. This is different than an acceleration clause in which the loan can be called in due to non-performance of contractual duties, such as not paying mortgage payments. Question 8. What type of arrangement is a less than freehold estate? A. Owner/tenant. B. Tenant/sublessee. C. Lessor/sublessor. D. None of these. Answer. A. A less than freehold estate is an owner/tenant arrangement. Question 9. If an as-is clause is inserted into the sales contract for a property that seems to be generally okay on the outside and inside, this would be A. Allowed. B. Disallowed. C. Allowed only in cases of obvious defects. D. None of these. Answer. C. The only way an as-is clause is allowed in most situations is if there are obvious defects that any prudent person could discover. Typically they are disallowed by the real estate commissioner to protect consumers. Question 10. If one is transferring or conveying title to real property, it is called A. Alienation. B. Alluvion. C. Accretion. D. Succession. Answer. A. The term alienate in real estate means to convey or transfer. Question 1. An arrangement made to repay delinquent installments or advances is called A. Repayment plan. B. Settlement plan. C. Debt installment notice. D. Debt division plan. Answer. An arrangement made to repay delinquent installments or advances is simply called a repayment plan. Question 2. The amount of principal that has not yet been repaid is called A. The balance. B. The remaining balance. C. The outstanding note. D. The loan remaining. Answer. B. The remaining balance is the amount of principal that the lendee has not paid yet. Question 3. The process of paying off one loan with the proceeds from a new loan using the same property as security is called A. Refinance transaction. B. Resettlement transaction. C. Redouble transaction. D. Loophole transaction. Answer. A. This type of process is known as a refinance transaction. Question 4. This type of deed transfers without warranty whatever interest or title a grantor may have at the time the conveyance is made. A. Quitclaim deed. B. Warranty deed. C. Trust deed. D. Special warranty deed. Answer. A quitclaim deed transfers without warranty whatever interest or title a grantor may have at the time the conveyance is made. Usually used by family members, divorcing spouses, and people well acquainted with each other. Question 5. The payment change date is A. The date when a new monthly payment amount takes effect on an adjustable rate mortgage or graduated payment mortgage. B. The date when a new monthly payment amount takes effect on an fixed rate mortgage or graduated payment mortgage. C. The date when a new monthly payment amount takes effect on an adjustable rate mortgage or balloon payment mortgage. D. The date when a new monthly payment amount takes effect on an fixed rate mortgage or balloon payment mortgage. Answer. A. The date when a new monthly payment amount takes effect on an adjustable rate mortgage or graduated payment mortgage is called the payment change date. Question 6. What is the definition of a note in terms of real estate? A. A legal document requiring a borrower to repay a mortgage loan at a stated interest rate during a specified period of time. B. A legal document requiring a signature by both buyers and sellers that allows for the transfer of real property. C. A legal document requiring a borrower to repay a portion of a mortgage loan at a stated time in a lump sum. D. None of these. Answer. A. A note in terms of real estate is a legal document requiring a borrower to repay a mortgage loan at a stated interest rate during a specified period of time. Question 7. The interest rate banks charge to their preferred customers is called A. The prime rate. B. The preferred rate. C. The priority rate. D. The graduated rate. Answer. A. The prime rate is the rate the banks charge their preferred customers for loans. Question 8. This is given by a commercial bank or other financial institution for a certain time and certain amount. A. Line of credit. B. Mortgage. C. Note. D. Bank account. Answer. A. A bank or other financial institution gives out a line of credit for a certain time period and for a certain amount. Question 9. This limits the amount the interest rate can increase or decrease over the life of the mortgage. A. A life cap. B. An interest limit. C. A mortgage cap. D. A fixed cap. Answer A. A life cap limits the amount of change the interest rate can fluctuate over the life of a mortgage. Question 10. This is a type of ownership where individuals actually own the building or unit they live, but common areas are owned jointly with the other members of the development or association. A. Condominium. B. Planned unit development. C. Planned condominium development. D. Apartment conversion development. Answer B. In a planned unit development, the individuals actually own the building or unit they live in, but the common areas are owned jointly with the other members of the development or association.
Exam Scholar, Real Estate Edition.